the first in-person podcast, by the way.
Yes, it is.
In-person pod. Hey, Radley, come over here and scooch on the couch. I want to make sure everyone can hear.
Hey, you want to take a picture of this? We might put it on the podcast.
This isn't over Zoom call.
Yeah.
This is real shit. And by I'm keeping it. I just, I always keep it real. So
Really?
Your
Says the one.
computer.
Yeah, my computer's.
It was running code.
Yes.
Wait, are we looking up there or are we not?
Oh, we know. Okay.
So pretty. Oh my god.
I like how all of us have long hair now, though.
Yeah, no, this is good.
Cheap.
Yeah.
yeah, like we're matching so much, we should like kiss or something. Like, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we just met.
Also, what do you think?
Lean your face down there.
About to say Oso's down for a kiss.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is the great intro for our first in-person podcast.
See, this is what I was expecting when we did the three of us. Like this is
Yeah,
kind of the same caliber.
Yeah, I kind of thought about it. I just didn't realize that we're going to watch Radley play with a dog.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Pause. Let's not phrase it like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm messing with Gavin's
messing with
dog's
dog?
cheek flaps. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes. Good girl. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hello. Hello. Yes, hello. You have incredible balance, Oso.
I'm so proud of you.
Should we play cat in disguise?
She's telling you to pet her.
She's going in for the swats.
Cat in
Wow.
disguise. And the cat is a dog in disguise.
Mm-hmm. You're all done.
I forgot. Is this podcast PG or PG-13?
I think we said PG-13.
Okay.
PG-13.
Hey,
It'd be hard to censor.
there's
You're
at
allowed
least
one F per
PG.
movie.
Yeah, I already hit the one F bomb. For the
Yeah,
podcast.
thanks.
So, yeah,
Thank you.
You're welcome. So
No, it's like
I better-
Titanic where they
I
just use it
rescind
in the most
that
random
swear.
spot.
Yeah.
It's right at the beginning.
Yeah,
the
I
first 20 seconds. It's not like I said
Yeah.
Hey,
insert two bleeps.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying that's on you. That's all on a. Excuse you, ma'am.
She wants your luscious locks.
Like,
Oh, I thought you were
golly.
about to say luscious lips. I was like,
She wants those too.
Okay, well, how about we do introductions?
oh,
This is Oso. She's adorable.
We have cheek flaps. Oh my god. Well,
Can you breathe?
this is our first in-person podcast. We also have Oso the dog, the old English bulldog.
Sure.
That is.
We have Lance the audio guy.
Hi.
We have
That scream right there was
Was-
very interesting.
is Radley the dog lover. Mr. Nightlight himself. And we are also agreeing with Megan, your girlfriend. Yeah. And other podcasts, you probably might have remembered her.
And I never banned you from that movie, by the way.
Hey,
You banned yourself.
hey, bless you.
You called out already.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh no.
Oh, so do you need to go in your safe space?
She walked away.
What the heck are we talking about?
I don't even know.
So,
We just did the introductions.
have y'all checked out Benadryl subreddit?
What?
So,
The
Subreddit.
Benadryl subreddit. Are we allowed to talk about this on the podcast? This deals with drugs.
Yeah, fine.
And
I will let you
Very
lead.
So, I'll stop if this gets too crazy. But apparently, there is a subreddit on Reddit of people taking heavy doses of Benadryl, which makes you hallucinate and makes you basically see nightmares. And there's different tiers of the more Benadryl you take, the more images start to come up, like the Hat Man. I don't know if y'all know about the Hat Man.
I've heard of hat.
He's like this figure, this all pale black figure in a hat with red eyes that shows up at a certain dosage of Benadryl and onward. But yeah, it's a crazy subreddit. A lot of really messed up things apparently, and apparently a common thing within that subreddit is if a user does not respond after like, oh, I'm taking this many milligrams of Benadryl, the assumption is that they died.
Well then,
Yes.
Now,
That's-
here's my question: the Hat Man, is it a top hat?
No, it's like a, I guess like a, I'll show a picture. It's not a top hat per se. It's like, I guess like a, it's a sombrero. Let me
golly.
see. The Hat Man.
Oh,
The Gift Man.
This
Here we go. Shit, that's a movie. I'm not looking for the movie. The Hat Man Benadryl. It's just like this. People see that.
Oh my.
Yeah. Pretty
He's ready
crazy.
for a party.
Yeah,
He ain't ever gonna sleep
yeah.
with us.
You wonder where the perk's at. I can't take Benadryl because I owe the Hat Man money and I don't want to see him. Yeah, that's merch right there. I'm buying that merch.
I'm glad it became a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty popular meme.
People getting super drugged up seeing a similar hallucination.
Yeah. I mean, like that's the thing. Like all of these hallucinations, like, are amongst like certain dosages. There's like reoccurring like images. It's not just like, oh, like I saw this, and this person says like, oh, I saw this, and it's like all separate. There's like, tiers to it. So
So is
I
that
don't suggest anybody try this.
Yeah, I was about to
People at home, this is not something that you should try. I am This is a huge disclaimer. Do not take Benadryl for fun.
Listen to it.
Take the recommended dosage of Benadryl, but you are more than welcome to visit the subreddit and find out these things.
Visit
But
the subreddit.
then again,
don't go on the
Yeah,
subreddit.
do not be one of the victims of the subreddit.
Listen to it for entertainment, but not facts.
Yeah, there we go.
Amen.
Yeah. So,
Because you gotta pray after taking all that Benadryl.
so is it
You're gonna-
like because people have gone on the subreddit and they know about the Hat Man that they all see the Hat Man?
No. It's,
Or is
well,
it-
like no, even that. I think I may be wrong, but I think even outside of Benadryl, people see the Hat Man. But
Is it like just a commonly known like hallucination?
oh
thing?
yeah.
Are there subcategories of the Hat Man, though?
Oh well.
Is there a
yeah.
No.
Hat Man?
There, see, like the Hat Man is only one figure that is like one of the many popular hallucinations that does show up under Benadryl usage. I can look up some more, but I don't know if we're going to be talking about this the whole time.
Hey, there are no rules.
We may, because a lot of this is like super heavy, dark shit. So I don't know if we want to
Listen, I'm down to indulge in Hat Man,
Okay.
or like because this stuff actually is kind of fascinating. Like
It is interesting.
shared
Let's see.
hallucinations are very interesting because
Here we go. Benadryl dosage.
Hang on. Before we get too far, I probably said this joke in the last podcast, but the guys in the submarine where it got just demolished, since they were already hallucinating because of the lack of oxygen, could they have seen the Hat Man and they just punched a hole through it and just exploded?
Actually,
the Hat Man is
they
actually
in the water and liquefied before they even died. Messed up fact, but that's a science fact for you. That's the one fact you know.
Remember, I'm marrying that one.
oh gosh.
I have all sorts of fun things to learn.
I'm gonna look at the subreddit. I'm gonna we'll get back to this. So like, let's move on to different conversations.
Oh no. We're staying on.
Oh, okay.
shared
We're not staying on this topic, but we
Yeah.
are going to move.
But yeah, no, it was shared hallucinations. I always wonder, like, is there like some chemicals that just in your brain naturally form in a certain way if you take drugs or something? Because I always wonder why there are these shared hallucinations. Like, are they?
So,
Is it chemical? Is it
Ghost
ghosts?
steering.
well,
Is it?
hang on, wait. Could we go to a group of scientists and say, hey, we want to test an experiment and get a bunch of people that are willing to do this and lock them in a room together and make them all take the same drug?
I think you can. I think that it depends on what the drug does to you. I think.
No, I just want to see the hallucination part. Whatever the chemical is to make that,
Yeah,
I want them on it.
yeah. I'm reading a certain post that says took 35 Benadryl. We'll see how this goes. You up yet? I forgot to update people on. I am still alive. Trip was not great. Wouldn't recommend. I'm trying new stuff. Are you okay? I don't take bennies anymore because I really realized the trip wasn't worth it. Yeah, bro hasn't posted anything in over 2 months. That's the assumption here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know a fun fact with faces?
Yeah.
Every face that you dream of, you've had to have seen at one point in your life. So think of all the nightmares you've had.
Oh my.
Pleasant, right?
Is that why I... Never mind, I'm not saying that out loud. That just sounds wrong.
What?
No, it's about Radley. I don't want to do that.
I'm not looking at enough about this.
Okay, so is the Hat Man, is he like an urban legend? Like,
Is it like supposed to be like El Diablo? And it's like
No, it's just there's not a whole lot of explanation behind him. He just shows up.
you're telling me that the
It's
internet
just a
hasn't
stalker.
come up with a whole like
No, I'm sure there is, but like there's just not like I haven't looked that much into it. I just thought it was interesting.
it's
I
interesting.
mean, it already became a meme, dude. There's probably a lore behind it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude, there are so many benefits, and it's like not even funny.
I was listening to this is just another funny monster, I think.
Is this podcast supposed to be about movies? By the way?
Wait. It was supposed to be. We went to it being about movies.
Shouldn't we talk about movies and not
Everything starts
Benadryl
with a dream.
overdoses?
Well,
You don't know where movie came from that, though.
I mean, we could make a movie out of it, but this could be our movie
I
idea.
don't really. I don't know. That might be a little insensitive.
podcast.
Cocaine.
There had
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Cocaine Bear. We can bring it to
I want meth addict junkie shark.
Jump shark.
Speed shark.
Do you have
Speed.
jokes in the trunk?
speed,
No, we
speed
got it in
shark.
the tank.
Speed shark. Heroin piranha.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no. Drug and animal. That should be the new genre of horror films.
Yeah.
Now, question: what happened?
Winnie the Pooh and a mask.
I got it. I got it.
You
PCP alligator.
Oh god.
Okay, hang on. Before I lose my thing, I was listening to Distractable.
Yeah, distractible crew.
I would recommend going and listening to this podcast. I believe it was Crips or Monsters or Urban Legends. It was something. It was one of those episodes. I can't remember which one. But there is a monster that is the Wong Wrangler.
The what?
The Wong Wrangler, like Wong.
Oh, you mean like yeah.
Yeah.
What is his
Like
MO?
like penis.
Well, there is a mon. Hang on, we're gonna go.
Yeah, hold on.
So we gotta look up
I don't know why you're calling it a wong.
because it was called Wong.
Called?
That's not how I've heard it called.
Wong Ring.
Not to be too self-referential, or I guess not self-referential, referential of other podcasts, but who brought this up?
I don't remember which one it was.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
This is very Sally.
I think it was.
That definitely sounds like a Wade thing to say.
I'm pretty
the
sure.
long Wrangler.
I'm.
Wang Wrangler?
Yeah.
The Wangler? See that? Okay.
Taken like 2 seconds if I heard that.
Wait, what the?
The
Oh, the Wang Wrangler.
What?
That's the JoJo thing. Okay.
Wong Wrangler.
Hate that dude.
Wong Wrangler.
I don't remember what it. There they made this one up, but I just remember hearing it, and I believe it was.
Man.
Why is JoJo showing up so much?
My gosh.
Type
Clearly,
myth.
it's so it didn't seem to have many images behind it.
No,
I think.
I really hope we're still recording.
And more JoJos. Even more. There's so many JoJos.
Everything's a JoJo meme. Golly.
I don't remember. Okay, I can't remember it, but go and listen to that episode and tell me I'm wrong, and put it in the comments.
Yeah, what the heck? What's?
Well, I remember them saying like you got on the topic of like the boob monster.
Oh yes.
No, that's
and-
just
I
Gavin.
don't think I'd be safe then.
no, the boobs are on her back, and that's how she kills you.
Yeah, it sounds like Gavin.
It's suffocation. Yeah.
So she needs double the bras. So she's just spending like
Yeah, maybe.
extra days on.
It's just like a reverse cow or something. It's just on your back. Yo.
She's ready to be
Took 450 milligrams of Benadryl. I feel fine. Should I be okay? Probably. Yeah, I was. Yeah. How do you feel? Honestly, not great. I got really high from it, like hallucination. But there was some uncomfortable shock in my body. I hated it. I don't know. Probably won't do it again. Yeah, don't do Benadryl, kids.
But if you need Benadryl,
Did somebody send me my IP address?
What?
So I think one of my friends just sent me my IP address.
What the fuck?
Well, time VPN or something.
Yeah, exactly. And now for our first.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman VPN.
There's no payment needed.
Oh, Lance. I know you're into Batman.
Good thanks.
Do you play Darkest Dungeon?
I haven't played Darkest
Dude,
Dungeon.
I love Darkest
What
Dungeon.
is Darkest Dungeon?
It's like, I guess it's kind of, I don't know how much of D&D it's like, because I haven't spent an extensive time with D&D, but it's like this Lovecraftian horror game where, like, you send a group, like a party, into the dungeon to, like, basically, it's like permadeath RPG.
Yeah, it's kind of
dying
roguelike.
your life without dying.
Yeah, like if a party member dies, they're dead for good. And like it's super fun. A lot of HP Lovecraft inspo. I love HP Lovecraft, so shit's my jam. Don't agree with his cat's name. That's kinda not cool.
Yeah,
If y'all know, then y'all know. I'm not gonna say it on this podcast.
Cthulhu?
No.
Does he worship?
Hang on,
No.
Wait, he's saying like, do you like Cthulhu?
Yeah.
I knew he was weird. He likes tentacle shit.
Man, why don't you suck my ball?
Blue Beetle was one that I would recommend seeing again. It actually had a story. It actually played out. It had a meaning behind it.
Is it going to be in the new James Gunn verse?
I believe so.
It's going to be separate.
I'm not
what
quite
is carrying over? Like,
I'm pretty sure nothing is.
like
I think Blue Beetle was the first one.
Why start it with Blue Beetle though? That seems like such a random.
Because I think it was already in production. It was already being promoted.
It doesn't like
Blue Beetle's a space weapon that can take over. It's made to take over literal solar systems by itself.
But like,
That's
why would you kickstart a universe with that?
Yeah,
Because you could end a universe with that.
Like that's not the point. I'm just saying like
instead of it being like a major character where it's going to draw people in, why start off with a character that no one really knows?
Like, granted, like I'm interested in Blue Beetle. Like I as a kid, I was really into Batman: The Brave and the Bold, and he was like a big part of that show.
Yeah.
And also it was not Injustice, Young Justice.
Young Justice.
Young Justice.
There's a whole season of Batman.
Yeah, I really liked him in both of that. But like, I feel like Superman Legacy would be the.
I think that's the official first one of James Gunn. I just think what's in his universe is Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I feel like that's not starting the universe. It's just a part of the universe.
Yeah,
I can kind of respect that. I don't know.
Well, I think their plan is to do somewhat of a soft reboot because they were talking about Flash being a soft reboot.
Well,
yeah, I haven't even seen the Flash. I don't want to support that movie.
No, do not support the movie. I
will pirate that movie. And I will say that on this podcast.
Well, no, like my whole thing is like I don't think the movie was terrible. I will say though, if you've seen if you can, don't support it just because that movie, the producers, the actors, those people, not the crew.
It just seemed rushed. It seemed really poorly made. I'm like no hate on like Keaton, no hate on
and it's also marketed as a Batman movie. Like every ad,
obviously, like first off, I boycotted that movie because I'm not supporting Ezra Miller because that shit is just stupid.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like I don't, especially after they said like, oh, like we're not gonna change the actor for the Flash because only Ezra could do it. Like that's such horse shit. Come on.
Yeah, for real. Ezra is not.
Did it better.
Yeah, for real. Like,
but also it would have been weird if they got Grant to do it. Honestly.
No, yeah. Well, I agree. I don't agree with them canning it. I think that they what they need to do was cut ties with Ezra.
I feel like if they delayed it, maybe.
Yeah, like they should have worked on it more. I do think Hollywood does have an issue with reshoots at the moment. Like, so much of their budget goes into reshoots. Like, if you look at movies that are cheaply done, the main difference was they didn't reshoot stuff. It's actually kind of insane. Like, every Marvel movie for the past 5 years has been reshot to all hell. Like it's
they shoot it once and then they go back and they just constantly reshoot it because they're like, oh, we think this would look better.
Yeah,
Like they constantly call people in. And it takes them forever to get anything out.
Mhm.
yeah, and that really is kind of, I think, what's killing like Marvel at least is the fact that they can't agree on a direction.
No, yeah,
Like
for
for
sure.
instance, Ant-Man. Like I saw that movie,
Quantumania or the
Quantumania.
I
dude,
have yet to finish it.
that one was kind of
It wasn't.
You can tell. So like there is a direction they were going towards at the end of the movie. Screw it. Like who? Everyone's seen it here.
yeah.
She hasn't finished it, but
I don't care about spoilers.
Okay.
I already started watching it. I need to catch up with the universe.
Yeah. So like the ending that they hinted at. So spoilers for Ant-Man Quantumania. If you care about that, the ending for it is like they're setting up for an actually meaningful moment where Scott is actually going to do something very heroic, which is so the whole movie is a weird drug trip in an alternate reality that you can tell was reshot to all hell because like the whole movie like the set pieces aren't really connected that well. There's things that they hint at that they never follow through on. It's very awkwardly cut.
the drug trip is right. I wish like that one was one that was like really trippy to even just watch.
It hurt my eyes.
Mhm.
It really did.
But like you can do it, and like for instance, the real issue with the movie is the plot because you can say, "Oh, the set pieces aren't connected. Oh, this doesn't really make sense. I miss Luis. Please bring him back." Like you can go through all of those things, but the real moment they lost it was when Scott's about to make this epic sacrifice, and then they just abort that ending, and you can tell that was the ending that was originally in the movie. It was a dark and gritty ending where Scott makes a sacrifice. Because that's like everything in the movie could have been done to lead up to that moment.
Well, and
and you can tell that they had
They
that
took a dump on MODOK.
for real.
yeah.
But okay, I will say this. I have not found MODOK intimidating in any
Oh,
material
yeah, but,
I've read him in.
Oh yeah, I mean, like they could have at least tried though. They just default him to the comic relief. Like, come on, like get a little bit more creative. Like, he doesn't. Okay, honestly, this is my opinion on comic book accuracy as a whole. I think it is stupid.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
If you're just like, I think that using that as a crutch is severely crippling creativity because everybody just wants to see that one costume from that one comic book and be like, oh, it's good now. It has the comic book accurate. Blah, 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 blah. This happened in the comics. Like it's a completely different medium. You're
Yeah.
allowed to take liberties when adapting from a different medium.
Oh, okay. Or you can go.
Well, going back to Flash because that's my favorite character, and I've read almost every book of Flash comic. His costume never changes, like ever. They change it later and bring back Barry, but it never changes through any of it.
In the movie or in the book?
In any of it, like even Grant's, like his changes periodically. In the TV show, no one. I think someone said something about the red logo instead of the white on the first season, but no one said shit after that.
I mean, it's just like that's the thing about the
this is something
CW show. Like they obviously had a smaller budget. So I appreciate the fact that they were trying to do something a little bit more creative with like the the leather and trying to keep it a little bit more grounded. But like the CGI suit from the Flash movie, just seeing the pictures, it looks horrible.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like I even like the Justice League one more than that, and I don't like the way that one looks at all.
No.
I thought that Ezra looked like a terrible ice skater.
He really does.
Like-
It looks bad.
It's so awkward looking, especially when he does try to run, because he amps it up too dramatically for it to really feel real.
Well, and they said the way he runs, which I don't. Watching professional Olympians run and then watching that person run, Usain Bolt runs 40 miles an hour. If he ever hits top speed, he could run about 45 miles an hour. 40 miles an hour. I said 45, I think. But he's the fastest man alive, and he does not run like an ice skater on crack.
Freaking like, yeah.
He isn't swimming.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, like the way that, especially running at those high speeds, something like your body's not going to be able to withstand.
But it's also a fictional character.
His thing is he runs fast. He should be running. You don't need to. It's the weird, like it's the weird Zack Snyder of it all because that's
Oh
back
my
when it
god! Don't
started.
even get me
no.
started
Oh
on.
gosh.
Like people like say that Chris Nolan kickstarted like what's wrong with comic book movies, but Zack Snyder freaking nailed that call in.
Yeah,
I hate what Zack Snyder did to
Well-
DC, and any fanboys that want to defend him, y'all can come at me. I don't even care. Like y'all have y'all's opinions, but like I just like I don't really like. They have merit, but like there's also just like
Well, and like
Zack Snyder, like
so you can have an opinion and say, okay, like Zack Snyder's Justice League is better than Joss Whedon's Justice League.
well,
yeah,
That's
without a doubt.
obvious, and that doesn't require thought. That's just clear. And then you can also say Zack Snyder is doing to DC the opposite problem that Marvel is, where Marvel is at this point sticking almost religiously to comic book texts and relying on nostalgia bait. Zack Snyder is like, well, my Batman's got to kill. You know, he's a real killer now. And-
it's just like there's no comic book. They like that's almost one thing that I'm looking forward to with James Gunn is that he's bringing the comic bookiness to like
And telling his own stories. He'll
Like-
have
Yeah.
good additions to the characters. If you tell like you were saying, Radley, the whole thing is that you shouldn't be beholden to the
source material because nothing ever moves past it unless like if you're just solely just like sticking to the source material. There's no creativity
There's
in
too
it.
much expectation to get it perfect. Too,
Exactly.
and then
It's
it makes
so-
you make more
Well,
mistakes in getting it right.
Yeah.
The thing that I have, like Zack Snyder, I think is a very good special effects director. He knows where to put it. I believe, like, even watching 300 and all of his older stuff, his CGI and his
He's a very visual
Director.
storyteller, but like as far as actual like I think in the storytelling department itself, he definitely lacks a little bit. But I'm not like obviously I have no room to like take a high ground over Zack Snyder because I'm not I'm not nearly where he is. Like he's
Yeah.
pumping out all these great movies and all that. And shit, Rebel Moon's coming out, and I bet that like I may not see it just because like of the synopsis I heard that it doesn't sound that appealing to me. Just Star Wars with sex and killing, but like I mean that's literally
That's
the
literally-
I mean, that's what it
like
is.
that's not profane. That's the description that was being advertised.
Yeah, and that's also what like Zack Snyder has done. Like if you look at all of his stuff, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He takes it and then he adds sex and killing. Like,
like
300.
like
Watchmen.
yeah.
okay.
I think
To be fair,
Superman-
Watchmen. It was sex and killing.
Yeah, no,
that was
Watchmen was on
the-
target.
That was the point of Watchmen.
See, I think I'd get these references if I watched movies more.
Yeah, we're talking on movie podcast with my girlfriend, not watching RoboCop or Terminator
Again,
or
something else to talk
Rambo.
Oh, Rambo even. Rambo.
Actually, yeah, no Rambo.
Which I like movies. Don't get me wrong, I really do. Christopher Nolan and he did Batman Dark Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I loved how he had Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah.
I think
Honestly, like as far as those movies, I like them as movies, but as comic book movies themselves, I don't.
No.
Like
Yes.
I really like I think Christian Bale was a very serviceable Batman. I thought he was good in the universe that was established
Mhm.
that Chris built up, but as a Batman standing on its own 2 feet, I much prefer Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
Honestly, like I really like what Matt Reeves did with that movie because like he's setting out the groundwork for. I think we've already talked about this on the podcast.
I think we have.
Yeah, I feel like
Well,
after this we need to come up with a new topic. I mean,
Comic books are where I'll always kind of
for continuity's sake, I'll just like he's almost taking the the core essentials of the character and almost like they're not necessarily just like he's almost giving them a little bit more of the comic bookiness than Nolan is, but also grounding that that comic bookness in realism. He's not just taking it. Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
No. I think you're
I
right.
understand it.
Okay.
Okay,
She
so
might not, but
There's no, but I don't have the words to describe exactly what I'm saying. It's like,
well, I'm gonna try. I think what you mean is it's taking all of the spirit of the comic books. So like who Batman is, who his rogues gallery is, who the people around him is.
the atmosphere and the
Yeah.
vibe of being in a comic book world, as opposed of just taking these characters and putting them in a real life setting.
Yeah, but like Riddler is a great example. It's the spirit of Riddler from the comics.
I mean, he's super Arkham.
yeah,
He's super like the Telltale games. That's pretty
Yeah.
pretty obvious. Like,
which I'll be honest, I liked Arkham, and I watched Robert Patterson's Batman. I was open minded, and it wasn't bad. It was not a bad movie for me. The way Robert Patterson played like the Bruce Wayne part. I don't like him as Bruce Wayne.
I like
I
that's
like
the
him
thing.
more as Batman.
I really liked his Bruce Wayne over the other people playing Bruce Wayne.
Well,
Because honestly, either like the thing is about playing Batman is that you either have a Bruce Wayne actor or you have a Batman actor.
yeah.
That is totally the thing.
Well, and that's what threw me off because when I look at Bruce Wayne, in the comics or even previously, which Michael Keaton I don't think was a really good Bruce Wayne anyway.
No, like
Let's
yeah,
get
like he's one of the Batman actors. He's the Batman actor. Val Kilmer was a Bruce Wayne. Clooney was nothing. Yeah.
Poor Clooney.
The middle-aged ones are gonna think.
Yeah, well, guess what? I don't care. They're not. I'm not gonna have to deal with them nearly as much as I am with the Snyder fans.
I will say this about Robert Pattinson before we lose it. Like my friend had something very insightful to say, and he was basically this is something I do agree with to some extent, and I've heard Robert Pattinson talk about it and the culture behind it, and I understand where he's coming from, but what my friend said was 1,000% true. If I look more ripped than Batman, that breaks my immersion. Like it literally does.
But also okay, yeah.
That's the only scene where I was like, oh man, yeah, like
And it's also not like like unrealistically buff because like that's the thing about portraying a superhero in a medium outside of comic books because if let's say Bruce Wayne is 6 foot 230 pounds of pure raw muscle Bruce Wayne walking around same build as Batman.
People are gonna know
He's not. Yeah, people are gonna bat a few eyes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Look at that jawline.
yeah.
It's
Like,
man's jawline.
literally, that guy could be Batman. Could be Batman with these freaking giant freaking watermelons for heads. Like, I'm serious. Like, how is this?
Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. All my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
It works in comic books.
I'm sorry, hang on.
It doesn't work it doesn't work in any other medium besides you have to have some sense of realism, and I think the fact that this is more detective centered Batman,
Yeah, I like that part.
that he's not just absolutely
Just a rip. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's not even my main complaint. I do think that Pattinson does have he has his weaknesses, but the strength of the story.
I'm not trying to act like he's flawless.
No, hang on. But I got one more joke before we off. On back to the watermelon pegs. Batman brings all the Robins to the yard.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, those are minors. Are minors. Gavin.
Next orphan.
Gavin sauce.
He looks for the what?
Next orphan on the block.
Next orphan on the block.
Yeah, as soon as one's dead or decides to quit, yeah, just okay, well,
There's more than one way they quit.
yeah,
I got a crowbar in the truck.
yeah, bar or
They could just go Jason Todd.
I'm going my own way. I'm Nightwing now.
Yes.
Did you watch Marie?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, okay. I will say this.
I love that interpretation of Batman. It's so good.
It's hilarious.
DC, please
If you
give
listen-
us a freaking Robin story for once, because all that we have on is freaking Titans, where everyone's emo and the whole story is Batman sucks and Robin's cool, which is dumb. And
It's not like you're about to do the Batman sucks and Robin next.
oh no,
We're just shitting on Batman, bro.
I think that
we're
might
shitting
Just
on.
modern
No,
Batman.
I am mad.
Hang on, wait. This podcast episode, the Hat Man and Batman sucks.
Batman sitting in a tree. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Easy when he takes Benadryl because he ain't gonna get sleep at night.
Wait, hang on. Just a cool movie idea, and it's for DC, but it's just a spinoff. Batman. This is just a kind of outside the wall thing. Instead of him fighting the Rogues Gallery, he's just taking a bunch of Benadryl and fighting illusions.
I mean, that's pretty close to things like that already.
Yeah. The one where it's like,
He's like, sing the song one more time. I'm not crazy, you're crazy.
You're like, okay, come here.
Batman with supernatural stuff seems to be happening a lot recently.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about it. It's something cool.
People are bored.
Sometimes.
You know, that's the thing. Like, okay, I hate realism. I hate when people are just like, is that realistic, or is that what would happen in like real life? Is that what happens in the comics? Shut up! Literally, shut up! You sound so. You're watching a movie about a dude who dresses up like a bat because he's schizophrenic. Like, this is what you're watching.
Mama.
For real.
They
Like,
sent him away
shut
to do
your
martial
mouth.
tricks with, and then got a butler.
I have daddy issues. My mother died.
I know. Magic can help.
This is where my parents died, Raphael. Cow bummer.
You change the topic. Fabulous.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They really needed antidepressants.
I feel like we need to talk about something new.
Yeah, we're to movies because this is what happened when we went to movies.
We went from movies to comic movie to talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What do you think is the ideal trilogy? What is the perfect trilogy to you?
Girls.
I'm sorry?
Powerful.
I meant like trilogy.
The movie trilogy. I just that was the first thing that popped in my head.
That's facts, though. That's facts. I mean,
there's
like,
5 girls that beat
yeah,
the
I mean,
You're
4 now.
literally just gonna.
4 now.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, they added a 4th.
All the
apparently.
movies.
I
Technically, there been 5 because they tried to make one themselves and it melted and traumatized children everywhere.
Right there. Yeah.
So let's talk about traumatizing cartoons for children.
Oh, Curse the Cowardly Dog.
Yes.
Slap.
I'm sorry. Johnny.
It encounters supernatural forces more powerful than Satan.
Yeah,
Beyond space and time, and people are calling him coward. He's the most realistic character in that whole damn show.
The
Like, he's like,
Nazareth, man.
Okay, Scooby Doo.
Yeah, well, Scooby-Doo's a pussy. Oh shit, sorry.
Did y'all know that?
No.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that.
He's probably an alien.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Or I've ever seen, and it throws me
Why
off
the fuck can Scooby talk?
because he's an alien. It's literally
Because
canon.
they're taking. Bro, they're stoners.
That's the
They're all stoners.
Mystery Incorporated lore, right? That he's the alien.
But it's also linked in another one in some of the little mini series they did. I think one was when they had the little kids school with the monsters.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that was in that one too.
Did y'all
That's
ever
wacky.
see that like made for TV? No, I don't know if it's made for TV, but it was definitely like a shitty Scooby Doo adaptation. With like it was like a giant frog. It was like Revenge of like the Swamp Monster or something.
Oh wait, I have a vague.
They had like a really
Wait,
like
live action?
yeah.
Yes,
Dude, that was like my childhood. That like after I saw that movie, I was like,
get with the dude in the movie. Like that's the only thing I
They
remember from it.
insinuated Velma like get with
the
people.
frog,
Yeah.
the
No,
frog.
not the frog. She was like making out with the dude in like the tunnels.
Hey man, let Velma have some.
No.
Yes. Daphne's always the one.
belongs with Shaggy.
Whatever. That's such horseshit. Daphne's always, giving more attention. Velma needs some more attention too. Let Velma have some love.
Did you ever see Ascot?
The what?
Fred's not gonna play with her Ascot only because I'm.
Yeah, well, Fred's a loser. No one.
He
Fred's the
likes
worst character in the whole.
Okay, you have clearly not indulged in the Mystery Incorporated. Mystery Incorporated.
Oh, the show?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's also Shaggy's cooler. Shaggy's the goat, and I'm not just saying that because I look
No,
like
this is
Shaggy
true. This is
too.
Shaggy is the undisputed goat.
Shaggy gets with everybody somehow.
Yeah, he's
Shaggy
the goat.
Shaggy.
He's hot.
Yeah. Why do you think I base my look off of him?
I will say,
Where's your green shirt?
PSA.
I was wearing one the other day. I was wearing some the other day. Green shirt
Where's
and
your
a.
dog?
Well, dude, send it to me. That's your that'll be your profile pic.
I literally went as Shaggy for Halloween one year. It
Well,
was a very hard Halloween
You should
costume.
have got the little Scooby Snacks bags. Then you could make it authentic. Or you could just get a trick one and offer someone an actual dog treat and they wouldn't know the difference. Trick or treat. Only trick.
You know what movie that is I think is I might get hate for saying is unironically like an undisputed masterpiece in my eyes.
Please go.
Nacho Libre.
No, I think I can agree with you. I think
Okay.
I can agree with you.
No.
At
Like
Comic-Con, we
on
saw
a
Nacho
on a,
Libre
on a technical
cosplayers.
level and on like a humor level in just delivery side, that movie is just like beat for beat just perfect.
Yeah.
There was nothing about that movie I would change. That is unironically in my top 5 favorite movies.
That is interesting. I don't know if I'd put it that high. I think I would agree with you though. Like
That is
it
my favorite
accomplishes
comedy movie.
its goal to perfection. I don't know if its goal is exactly what I was looking for, but what it's going for, comedy wise, I think is
It is
hits it perfectly.
No, it is like absolutely just hitting the mark every single time. Jack Black's delivery on everything he says is just instantly quotable.
Just
Instantly.
Yeah.
Peaches.
I have the strength to rip my house.
Hang on. I mean, I like Jack Black. You're not wrong. But a movie that's very unappreciated is Treasure Planet.
I've never seen Treasure Planet. I've seen Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah, now we're
That
talking.
movie slaps with Tim Curry.
Okay, so
I
think
I've
of
seen
Treasure Island. But in
Oh
outer
yeah,
space.
it's like in space. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know that.
It's beautiful.
It is
I
a
haven't
very
seen it all.
beautiful animated film. Do I wish they would ever, remaster it so we can get a little bit better graphics than back then? No, I don't, because it's good graphics. But Nacho Libre is a very good movie. But I'm kind of with Lance. I don't think I'd put it so high on my list.
And that's personal preference, but
Yes.
you can't deny that movie does a whole lot wrong.
No,
I'm willing to hear a criticism, but that movie is like up there with some of the best comedy movies I've seen.
Okay, you asked about trilogies earlier. Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
The Rush Hour movies with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
I haven't seen all the Rush Hours.
I would recommend watching it.
Gavin made me watch all of them with him. Well, he didn't make me, but he highly suggested. Because I, despite dating someone who works with films, have not seen a lot of movies that I should.
She reads books.
I do read books and a little too much fan fiction. But that's because some of the series do not satisfy.
That's fair.
Because the writers
She likes
cannot do
the
better.
ship.
I almost killed the fish.
The shipping fan fictions.
Oh.
Yeah, the classic fan fictions. Yeah.
Silver fan fiction.
Hermione and Harry.
Again,
See?
minors. Okay, now we're getting into justification territory.
Yeah,
We
we're
were
into that. Mm-mm.
It's legal age is 17 in the Wizarding World. So
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
I'm sorry, they're drinking butterbeer. You can't tell me that was non-alcoholic.
Well, they have non-alcoholic and alcoholic. But who's to say the kids didn't switch them and go Accio drunk?
Yeah.
Accio bomb. Y'all would have had to see
Oh, I'm sorry.
Accio bomb. Prawn stuff. Oh.
The only thing I'm
Porno. That is not a porno. That is not a porno. It's just an animation.
the only thing I can think of is Ron going, Accio Hermione.
No.
It's just
Ron, stop. It's not a porno. I swear. It is.
Yeah, wait. Doesn't Accio not work on living things?
I don't know. No. It's not. He doesn't in the animation. He doesn't. You work it on living things. So
I thought it was actually in the books. It doesn't.
no.
Wingardium Leviosa.
No, it does.
They
That
got
works.
him. Never you saw.
But no, Accio has to be on. We can. Yeah, I know my Harry Potter. It's.
I've watched it and I've read the books, but I can't remember it.
I'm gonna be real. Never been a fan of Harry Potter.
It's okay. I disagree heartily. I am a fan of the books.
Look, I'm not gonna hate. Like, I can see the appeal. Just not it for me.
You were a
It's-
Twilight piece of shit fan, weren't you?
Whoa!
That's
Sir!
Team Jacob.
No!
No, he was Team Edward.
That shit is no. Twilight? That's a whole. That's like the other direction.
Man,
It's like, okay, so I think in the middle of fandoms of, like, I guess, like,
You were either Team
Intent-
Harry Potter or Team Twilight.
shut up.
Oh,
Shut up right now. You know, there's also people called, like,
Jackson.
there's also something called normal people that don't give a shit about either one. Yeah, come on, man.
Any of those are in a category considering all the stuff we just talked about.
Look, they're like in the middle. There's Star Wars, and
No.
like in the perfect middle, you have the normal Star Wars fans. Like right in the middle, it's a small percentage of
And only half
normal
of them
Star
in the
Wars.
basement.
Oh yeah.
And then like it's like, okay, I almost like need a graph of this.
I like how he's gonna get all white.
But in one direction of more intense fandoms, you have Star Wars begins to go that direction, and then you get Harry Potter, and then you get Twilight, and then I don't know what goes beyond that. But in the other direction, there's like, honestly,
just basically
it may just be
That
like a
is.
circle.
See, that was
It may be a
based
circle.
on-
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I said it, because I was like, Twilight led to 50 Shades of Grey. I feel like it's over there. Having not seen the movies, in full disclosure, I feel like that's got to be where it
I'm
is.
sorry.
So this is sorry for interrupting.
Go ahead.
So this is a weird rabbit hole, but this is true. So have y'all heard about why Twilight got written?
Got what?
Why Twilight?
Oh
got
yeah,
written?
because 9/11.
Yes,
Mm.
because if that didn't happen, and if Gerard Way hadn't been working in New York at the time and witnessed it, he would have started My Chemical Romance up. And because Stephanie Meyer was inspired by it, that's why she wrote the books. And then it became worse, and everything happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I said,
The travesties of 9/11 have
So
not yet
yeah,
stopped.
like
Oh,
that's 50 Shades of Grey canon event.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah.
oh, what?
Wait.
Okay, but if I did have to belong to a fandom, I'd say Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is. You're gonna cast hate as a Harry Potter fan? Yeah, sure.
No, I don't care.
Sure. Like Game of Thrones is
How
more
are those
crazy
last
than
two?
a Harry Potter fan.
I can't say anything. I mean, I don't think Game of Thrones is bad. I just haven't watched it all.
Oh well, it's good.
I wasn't gonna dog
ending
on it,
of-
but goddamn.
The ending of the show sucks.
I was about to say, how you feeling about those last 2 seasons?
Oh yeah.
When I was a server, my manager literally ranted to me for the entire shift
I was
And it was
there's a
night
Starbucks
shift,
coffee cup
because
in it.
I was doing an overnight thing that day.
So tough.
And he would not stop talking about Game of Thrones. I'm like, I've never watched it. I don't know why you're mad.
World
But
building
he
is
was-
solid.
He was fully
Okay.
pissed off and ready to fight
I
them.
know
That's as far as movies. If we're talking about like the fandoms I belong to, Dark Souls. Dark Souls.
Now you're talking.
Dark.
Now we're in agreement.
Hang on. I think I can already convince Lane to join my fandom.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I like Lord of the Rings.
Okay,
I'm
so
not a huge I'm not like super into the lore, but I appreciate it. Like
I like it.
I like it.
You can get so in the weeds with it, or you can kind of go surface level. That's
no,
what I
I'm super surface level about it because
I just like the movies.
I like the movies. I thought they were really good.
The Lego
Um,
games.
you know, it was kind of like a pipeline for me. It was kind of like, you know, Lord of the Rings, then Game of Thrones, then Dark Souls, and then, you know, all the crazier ones and all that. So, yeah. I know way too much about Dark Souls lore, and mainly Elden Ring and Bloodborne lore. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I will say we were talking about perfect trilogies. I could go Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings is a good one.
Lord of the Rings trilogy, it in my mind is a perfect trilogy, but since all my answers are probably going to be Lord of the Rings, I will provide my alternate, which has to be, now that the third one came out, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. I kind of
Yeah, go for it. No, go ahead and burn it down.
I respect it. I don't love the second movie. I thought it was kind of the weaker one out of the three because I thought first one banger, second one it had a lot going on that I liked, but it lacked a lot of stuff for me. But the third one, another banger.
I will be honest. I just didn't like the second or third one. Couldn't get into it. I watched the first one and the third one. I could never finish the second one. They're not bad movies. I just, for some reason, I couldn't get into it. But I also couldn't get into the Suicide Squad. That
Oh,
James
Suicide Squad was so good.
and
I will.
the one
I
with
will.
Starro.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not
Making sure
not
we're
the
talking about the wrong.
Yeah, no, not talking about the bad one.
no.
I mean,
I was a fan of that one at the time.
it was
At the
good.
time, but not anymore.
Okay, good.
But James Gunn is a very good director. It's just there's some things where he will capture, like he caught Radley on the first and third Guardians of the Galaxy. He caught you on all three. He caught one of my friends on the Suicide Squad.
Honestly,
He
like
just hasn't found something that catches my attention and makes me focus.
I think it's just like I think the thing I like about what James Gunn does with I'm going to use the Suicide Squad as an example because it's kind of just like it's its own self-contained thing, so it's more
It's the most James Gunn out of all the movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like super it's like it's almost like electric. Like
It's electric.
all of like you know, it feels like it doesn't it goes by like it accepts the fact that it's a comic book movie and is willing to just go all in like in whatever direction it wants like the original Suicide Squad wasn't like it was not a very good movie.
I think they just focused on two characters too much.
Yeah, they like it wasn't like it felt too much like they were just trying to like the tone was just inconsistent. Like it focused on two characters and it just felt wrong. But like with the Suicide Squad, it just felt like this was a comic book movie.
No.
They're just having their way with it. Like Polka Dot Man. That's a comic book character. Like that wouldn't exist in real life, but who cares? He's a fun character. Like this is a comic book movie, and like all
Yeah.
freaking James Gunn does a really great job with like character relationships. That is like one of his strongest points in my opinion.
So now it's time for me to defend my trilogy because I will go to bat for it a little bit. So with everything, it is a matter of taste, and I totally agree with that. The reason James Gunn and like I'm specifically talking about this trilogy because I think this is the one where he actually I think did the best job at it. It's the best characterization of characters that you can see, and that sounds redundant, but like everyone never leaves character. No one ever acts out of character or acts like because if you go to any medium, there'll be moments when they're like, okay, let's service the plot. But
It all feels natural.
yeah, and for instance, my roots in storytelling come a lot from D&D. And so D&D is entirely a group of friends just staying in character for a long time until things happen and they feel organic and they feel real and it feels the same way but like refined in all of his movies.
Oh, yeah.
Rocket Raccoon is a very consistent character. The reason I like the second one so much is because of him. His whole arc across all of the movies of him going from a stick in the mud to actually caring about people, like you could say that's his whole arc. That's definitely not what it is each movie. That's the first movie. The second movie is him actually like dealing with the fact that like, hey, I actually like these people, and like they like him, like the end of the movie is all of his realization that these are my friends, and that is a very heartfelt message. Like
it felt like a family. It didn't feel like a group of people getting together for like an ensemble movie.
it's not the Avengers. The Guardians of the Galaxy never felt like an Avengers movie where it's like, and I show up and I do this. The Avengers movies kind of like,
There was no like connectivity to them. They were
Yeah.
just coming together to face a thing that they were all being affected by.
yeah, they just banter, and they're unique and they're strong in their own ways.
They even hate each other
Yeah.
too.
And that's the first like the first Guardians movie is, I'd say, first Guardians movie grabbed me the least out of all of them. I really love it in retrospect, but they're bickering and angry at each other for most of that movie,
Yeah.
and they come together at the end. They always do that in every ensemble movie, and I'm a little sick and tired of it. But every movie after that for Guardians, when they bicker, it's because they're being in character and they are like,
Because families fight.
yeah, families fight, but at the end of the day,
Guys, it's a fight.
but at the end of the day, they care about each other. Like Chris Pratt's character in the last movie is broken, and it's it's the best acting I've ever seen out of Chris Pratt.
It is pretty convincing. It is like I didn't know how they were going to handle the whole Gamora situation after Endgame, but man, they did a great job. Chris did a great job. James did a great job at like going off of that, because I know
You would have believed it was the plan.
no, like yeah, like the whole thing with like Star-Lord's inconsistent character moment during Infinity War.
Mhm.
They did such a great job, almost like including that into his character. Like
Mhm.
he acknowledges that that was an out of character moment and just like a quick rash decision that he made for people that he cared about, because it's his family.
Well, they moved that out of character moment into more in character, and
Right.
they broke him over it. They took that moment and they destroyed him over it.
Yeah, like it's you're not getting like the quippy kind of like fun loving Chris Pratt like all of the time.
Yeah.
In that movie, like whenever Gamora is on screen, it's like shit. Like this is the woman I love, but she doesn't remember anything about me.
Mm-hmm. And they don't fix it. There's no fairy tale ending.
Oh my god,
but it's a good ending.
That was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Is they didn't get like Gamora was not like, oh man, I realized that I love you and everything is great now.
Yeah. We're going to stab you and out your genitals.
Like it was Star-Lord realizing that you can't force it and you have to let go, even if if you love this person. So it was just really it is a human moment. It wasn't like you said, it didn't feel like a plot moment. It felt like it felt like a decision.
You can tell that James Gunn writes his movies based off his characters and not based off the plot. And those movies will always be my favorite. And the fact that none of them, I would say, is a massive stinker. Like you can say, like, I know people jump off on the second one. I do think they split up the characters way too much on that one.
The second one felt like a weird dream.
It is a weird dream. I do like but like I said, it does the thing that I like the most, which is every character is not only furthered by that plot, but they come out the other side realizing more about themselves and having had very meaningful interactions.
I definitely enjoy the second movie, and I didn't like.
Also, everything with fathers hits me really close to home, and it makes me emotional, man.
Okay. Well, I think we do need to wrap it up. It is so let's wrap this up. Aim further. One last topic. One last topic for maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
But no, I agree. But I'm going to quote, Dominic Toretto. I have family. That is what Guardians of the Galaxy is. is I Have Family movie.
Mm-hmm. I can see. I can see.
Or I Made Family.
I made family.
Well,
I have
they
a
have baby Groot. They have a child.
For real. No, Groot is. That's a whole other thing.
yeah.
I also do appreciate that they didn't overplay the baby Groot. Like,
I am Groot.
Yes, dude.
No, no,
I am
no.
Yes.
The
I am
Disney,
Groot.
the
Oh my
Disney,
god,
they
that
made
would
a
have gotten so
series
tiring.
just
That-
based on Baby Groot.
no, yeah, the series was overplaying it, but James Gunn didn't do it in the movie. Thank you.
He had him grow a little bit, but I don't know. Just I'm hoping that with James Gunn coming up in DC and Superman Legacy, like I said, I'm probably gonna take her to go see it. I'm going to go give it a shot at least,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna see what he does. But we're also coming up into this industry with them. Like if we get a pitch, we might be working with them too. We might be getting a chance to actually see a comic book movie before it even airs on TV because we're there seeing it unfold and trying to connect the pieces.
That'd be
Right.
awesome.
Because even filming like I know we film like one scene where we'll film like the very last scene for the day of the film
Yeah.
as the very first thing.
Mhm.
And then we'll go back and fill in the pieces as we work backwards.
Right.
Or however. So it's going to be very interesting to see and work on it, especially with y'all two, because don't get me wrong, like working with everyone else, it's fun and all, but working with y'all, like the way we all work together, especially today, is we know how the other one works and we know what we have to work on, why the other one's working.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to juggle and worry about like, oh, is this scene going to turn out good because he has the camera?
Mm-hmm.
It's more of, I know he's got it. I'm gonna go do this and get it done so we can wrap up and get out of there. I mean, what we filmed for 45 minutes today,
Yeah.
if we even got that much. But
I have a good final topic.
oh
It's
yeah,
a big question.
Big question. Here we go.
What is the best Star Wars movie?
and stay tuned for the next episode.